tous, c'est Laure en direct de Berlin. Je reprends mes services en LEC et aujourd'hui, je suis avec Ocelote. Thank you for joining me. What did you think about your team's performance? You finally took your revenge against XPK, right?
Merci beaucoup. Actually, you know, it's the first game playing against Origin exactly the day I also got back there 6 years ago.
I know.
It's hilarious, actually. I gotta say, it's hilarious. And on the back of my head, I was like, there's like a small chance. I mean, mathematically, I could get back there again today. So it was a lose-lose situation. We ended up winning, so I was happy.
Well, perfect then. I mean, you had the spiciest off-season with Perks moving to the bot lane, the acquirement of Caps. Why did you want to go for this player?
Well, it's very important for me that teams that we have do have fun playing, because we do have a very specific brand in the sense of the players have a lot of, you know, window to do whatever they want within, you know, the context of respect. But that requires a lot of, you know, it's a loose approach. So that requires that the players have fun playing. It requires that the players are very loose as well. And that is what I was looking for, as well as competitive success. So getting Caps on board not only gives us, you know, the edge competitively, but also give us that extra, you know, loose approach that I was looking for.
It's nice that you bring up the branding, because we saw some spice over social media, especially against a specific owner. Is it going to be the face of G2 this year? I mean, the badass team and the banter of social media.
No, it's not badass per se. It's so. Let me explain. In the last 3 years, especially at the beginning, it was really hard to convince people that this is how we are. It was really hard to convince people that we just like to have fun, you know, and that nothing goes personal. We don't care. Like we have nothing personal against any team or any owner or anything, but we like to have fun, you know. And it just takes a while for people to acknowledge that. And I think we got into the point finally where the majority of the people truly see that, okay, it's just G2, they're having fun, and people are getting on board that train. So we're not like badass or anything. Honestly, the way you should look at this is just we just love to have fun. We see this as entertainment. This is our game, you know. This interview is like my playground now. When there is a off season, is my playground. The players, when they're outside the game, it's also their playground, you know. And I think that shows. And you know, you can see we have fun, and you can see you go into our office, and it's just super fun.
I could also see that yesterday talking to Perks and Caps on the bench. They were having so much fun. Now, you had many iterations of G2. Why is this one special?
Because it's the one we have. So if I told you other one was more special, that'd be complicated, difficult. But truthfully, this team makes me dream in a way that has incredible potential, you know? Now, potential is just a word. At the end of the day, if you don't accomplish, you know, if you don't play to the best of your ability, then the potential will never be reached. So it's useless. But the skill ceiling makes you dream, and when you dream, you look forward to every game, and you get inspired to about every game, and you want to watch more and more content about that team. You want to learn more about that team, and you just look forward for the next game every time. And that's, I think, the feeling that us G2 fans have, I think.
And you even took the long-term commitment with the players. You did the announcement a few weeks ago. Why did you decide to go with such long contracts with these players? I
mean, if you can lock LeBron or Messi or Ronaldo, or you know, for long contract durations, wouldn't you? Of course you would. It gives you the opportunity to build something that lasts and not just a one-year thing, you know. For me, it was very important, whatever the team we close, that we close them for a long, long time. Because at the end of the day, it's useless to me if every year I know that the next year I'm going to have a completely new team. I have to build something for the long term. It's good for fans to see consistency. It's good for partners to see consistency, and it's good for everybody, really. But not always that is possible. Sometimes a player just doesn't play to the standards that you were, you know, expecting. Sometimes, you know, a player just wants to change a team, and that's okay. But within our ability, we have to do our best efforts to keep them for as long as we can, if they keep playing at the highest level.
And it's easier to build something on the long term, I imagine.
Yep.
Now, The long term is also the central point of the LEC for you guys as a team, as an owner. What is your take on the LEC? Do you like it so far?
I love it. I was actually, you know, when the rebrand happened, I was very happy. I like the colors a lot. I like the whole, you know, crown thing because it's very European. The King's narrative, even though people have been using it or overusing it for a long time, is exactly the right narrative, in my opinion, for Europe. And it's just the legacy, you know. Same story for G2 Esports. You know, we're called G2 Esports. What does G2 stand for? Well, you don't want to know because the G word is banned internally. Okay, it means gamers. The team was called Gamers 2 before, as you guys know. It's the worst name in the history of humanity for a team. I didn't know how to speak English. This is what it is. But then when we wanted to rebrand, I was like, do we want to keep our roots or not? And the answer was yes. So that's why we call G2 Esports, which comes from Gamers 2. And this way you acknowledge your mistakes from the past. So in a way, I like this consistent storyline, you know. LEC is the crown. We've been overusing it. Yeah, so what? It's our history, and we embrace it, and we love it that way. I like it.
And in the end, we are EU. Now, before leaving you, is there anything you would like to say to the French fans watching you?
French fans, actually, you know, my wife's French, my son is French, so I consider myself half French, just because reasons. I don't feel confident enough to speak in French publicly just yet, but I will be soon enough. Merci beaucoup, and à tout à l'heure.
Merci beaucoup, Carlos. Et merci à vous. Je vous laisse pour aujourd'hui, et évidemment, fuck Carnage.